Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you our 2021 to 2022 homeschool curriculum picks. So I am going to have everything laid out on my table and I'll kind of go through everything. This year we have our 8-year-old is in 3rd grade, our 6-year-old is in 1st grade, and then our 3-year-old is doing some really light preschool stuff. She doesn't even turn 4 until December, so it's very laid back for her and nothing is like required or anything, but she just likes to kind of be a part of our day. So I'm going to get it all ready to go here and I will show you what we're doing this year. Okay, so I'm going to start with our morning basket stuff. So we always start our day by doing a prayer together. We usually do a worship song together. We like to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And then we usually sit down at the table, and next thing we'll do is our daily affirmations. I got these from Jamie Kite here on YouTube. She just had this free printable and we love it. It works really well for us and I like it a lot. Another thing that I got from her recommended was this book, which is just for my own personal reading. It's called Treasuring Christ When Your Hands Are Full. And this has been a really good one too. I just wanted to share that because I've really been enjoying that book. Then after we do our affirmations, we get into our Bible time. So this is the Bible that we use. It's the Child's Story Bible. We actually got this from my oldest. She went to private school for kindergarten and 1st grade before we started homeschooling. And this is the Bible that they used there. So we just still use it. We like it a lot. We usually go through one chapter a day. They're usually relatively short. But so we'll do one chapter that a day, and then the two bigger kids, the 3rd and 1st grader, they do a Bible journal. So this is Greta's Bible journal for this year. She's already been using it a little bit, getting ready for school, and hers is just lined paper. So this year I'm expecting her to be writing kind of a small paragraph narrating or talking about what our chapter was about for the day, and then she's going to do a verbal narration as well of the chapter. And then for Theo's, his has a little place for him to draw a picture and then to do a little bit of writing. He's not really writing much on his own yet, so his is primarily going to start with just a picture until he can write a little bit better. But so he will draw a picture of what's going on in the chapter that we're reading, and then he will narrate verbally to me as well what happened in the chapter. And then after our Bible time, we usually do a read aloud. So this is the read aloud we're going to start with this year. Our first unit that we're doing is Africa, and so this is Going Solo by Roald Dahl, and this is the second part of his autobiography, and part of it is set in his time in Africa. So we're going to read a chapter that a day for our morning time, and then we will be getting into our regular studies. Next up are the curriculum choices for my 8-year-old who's going into 3rd grade this year. And sorry if there's any background noise. Everybody is home today, so it's really hard to find quiet time with like absolutely no noise. So this is her primary curriculum here. We use Gather Round, and she's in the early elementary book of this. Next year she'll probably be getting started in the upper elementary, but we'll probably stay in the early elementary for this school year. So we're starting out with Africa, and in Gather Round, we all listen to the same lesson. So I read the same lesson to everybody, and then they each have like their own level of work that goes along with what we're learning about that day. And so Greta's book, she spends the majority of her time in this book, and it covers everything. So it has writing, history, geography, grammar. It's just pretty much everything. The only thing it doesn't have is math. There's no math curriculum in here, so we do that separately. But this is where she will spend the majority of her work day in there. So this is the math curriculum that we've been using for her, and as you can see, this book is used up. It is beat up. She's been using it since last year, and she's actually almost done with it. She's only I think she has about 3 lessons left in this before she's going to be done with this one. So once she finishes this, we're going to be moving into teaching textbooks this year, which she's really excited about, and that's all online. So she will no longer have like the regular math book anymore. So that in another 3 weeks, she'll be done with that. And this year we've never done separate spelling before because Gather Round does have spelling in it, but I thought that we could just use a little bit of extra help with it. So we're gonna try this book this year, this Building Spelling Skills. There's just one lesson a week and one simple spelling list per week. We've never used it before, obviously, so we're gonna see how it goes and see if we like it and see how it fits into our week. And then finally for her, every day she does a copywork page. So this year she chose this Bible verse copywork. Last year she did the Aesop's Fable copywork of the same, from the same company, and she really liked it a lot. So, and this one's kind of cool because it has little coloring pages and stuff in it too. So yeah, so that's gonna be it for our third grader. Moving on to my first grader. Now it looks like he has a lot, but I promise you it's not as much as it looks like. So I do print out the pre-reader version of our main book for him, although it only has like 2 pages in it for him to do, including a coloring page that he does while he's listening to the lesson for the day, and then there will be like one other like really easy page to do. So this doesn't take him much time at all to do because this is actually not his primary curriculum right now. Eventually I would like for it to be his primary curriculum, but he's still learning to read, and so we actually use the Ready to Read program from Gather Round for him, and so he's on the 3rd part of a 4-part program for reading. And so we're just gonna be starting this one. And so these ones go for 9 weeks, whereas these change every 5 weeks for us because we do 4-day school weeks. This will go for 9 weeks of a 4-day school week. So this is his primary book. This is where he spends the majority of his time. And once we get through book 4 with the reading program, assuming all goes well, then he's gonna move into the early reader version of our main unit and then not have this at all anymore. But this right now is not his main focus. Honestly, it wouldn't even matter to me if he chose not to do it for the day because it's just not his main focus right now. But so with the Ready to Read program, he does different kinds of lessons. In here, he usually does probably about 4 pages worth, 4 to 5 pages a day in this book. And it does have a little bit of math, but he really enjoys math, so we actually do an extra math curriculum on top of it. But he enjoys this one, and so this one that we're starting with is about ice and snow. And so each day we will, this is my teacher book here, so we'll read just a really short lesson about whatever we're talking about for the day. So like this is one day's lesson right here. So this day we'll talk about polar bears. I'll ask him some questions about it, and then there's usually like a Bible connection page as well where we'll get into the Bible a little bit, and then he will move into that and do his work. So that's his like main curriculum. And then he also does this Matthew C. Alpha book, and he's almost halfway through this one, I think. He's about halfway through. So, and then once he finishes with this one, he'll move into the beta Matthew C book, which will probably be this year. We're a little bit off on we're not like on our school year as far as where we're at in our math books, if that makes sense. So, so he's working through this, and he's really good at math. He really enjoys it. So this one is a breeze for him really, and he just likes doing it. And then this year I decided that he really could use some extra work with his handwriting. And I've been hearing about this handwriting without tears from some other YouTubers that I follow. So I went ahead and I got this. I'm not sure how much time we'll spend on it, or I don't know if it's gonna be a daily thing for us. We're kind of gonna see where it fits in, but I thought it would be good for him to have some extra practice in handwriting. So that is everything for our first grader. And finally, here is the curriculum that we're using this year for my 3-year-old. So this is also from Gather Round. They also have a preschool program. It's called Letters and Numbers. This also comes in 4 parts, and we're starting on part 2 of the 4-part series, and they go for 9 weeks as well. So this one unfortunately printed out weird, and this happens every once in a while with our printer. So we're hoping to be getting a new printer this next year, and also maybe a binder thing to be able to start binding our own books, because I've just been using these 3-ring notebooks, which works fine, but I think it would look a lot nicer with the regular binder. But so this is what it's supposed to look like. But it's really simple lessons. I'll show you here. Hers works kind of the same way that Theo's does, where she has, this is like one lesson, and so we'll read about whatever the subject is for the day. In this case, it's a strawberry plant. I'll ask her some questions about it, and then there's like a little Bible connection there at the bottom. And then when she gets into her workbook, it usually focuses on one letter a week, one number a week, and then she does some tracing and things like that. And she usually has, I think it's only like 3 pages a day or something. It's nothing big, but she gets to do some cutting practice, and she learns about letter sounds and uppercase and lowercase and that kind of stuff. And she really likes doing it, and she just really likes to be a part of our day. So it's nothing that I force upon her. It's nothing that I expect her to do. If she really doesn't want to do it, we won't do it. But as for now, she still really enjoys it. So that's going to be hers for this year, and that's all she's going to do. And yeah, and other than that, I've just updated our big whiteboard with our lessons for the week, and so everybody's really excited to get started tomorrow. And that's about it for today. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and we'll be seeing you in our next video soon. Bye guys.